Salam doston, hi there friends, welcome to Learning Tajik with Achilovs. Here in this channel, my brother Hassan and I, we teach Tajik. So, my name is Hussein, and in this class, we'll talk about how to make simple questions. So, we'll start with a formal way to make a question, and then a less formal, and at the end, we'll talk about informal ways. And after that, I'll teach you how to say yes and no, and how to respond to those questions. And I hope by the end of this video, you will be able to ask simple questions, yes and no questions. So first, let's start with a simple way. Here, you only change your intonation, but you don't change the order of the words. So let's look at these examples. This is your book. This is your book. In Tajik, we say, in kitobi shumoast. In kitobi shumoast. And when it's a question, is this your book? The same way. In kitobi shumoast. So this time around, you only change the intonation. In kitobi shumoast. So in kitobi shumoast. It's just like asking a question in English. Sometimes you say, do you like this? Or you like this? So you just change the intonation. As you can see here, these two sentences, they look exactly the same. The order of the words, they are the same. It's just that the first one here, in kitobi shumoast, it's smooth. In kitobi shumoast. But the second one here, with the question mark, in kitobi shumoast. So, in kitobi shumoast. Another way to ask a question is to use magar and oyo. They are too formal and people don't really use them a lot. You can hear that when you watch a TV in Tajik, or if you read a book or newspaper, you can see these words, but people don't really use them. Magar is always used with negative questions, and oyo you can use with both negative and positive questions. And they come at the beginning of a sentence. So, let's look at these examples. Didn't you know that? In Tajik, magar inro namedo nisti. So you see it's negative, and that's why we use here magar. But you can use oyo as well. So, magar inro namedo nisti. Another example, do you have a sister? Oyo shumo khohar doret. Oyo shumo khohar doret. As you can see here, magar and oyo, they are they express doubt and surprise, and again they are too formal. So now let's learn how to make less formal questions. Next one is chi, the particle chi, and it's used to indicate the follow-up question, just like in English when you say how about you or what about you. So let's look at this example here. Are you from Khujand? Shmo as Khujand. And Khujand is a city in the north part of Tajikistan. That's where Hassan and I, we come from. And the response is yes. And how about you? Ha, shumochi. You see, at the end we have chi. Ha, shumochi. Next one is the particle a. It's quite simple. In English, you have tag questions. So just like isn't it, doesn't it, or aren't they? In Tajik, it's just a. It's very simple. So let's look at these examples here. She is from a small town, isn't she? And in Tajik, vai as yak shahri khurdast, So, vai as yak shahri khurdast, So, very simple. Just add a at the end of the question. And the second example, they are on their way already, aren't they? Onho alakai dar rohand, Onho alakai dar rohand, Just like that. There's another way, more formal way, and it's hamin taurne. Hamin taurne. So, onho alakai da rohand, hamin taurne. So, I prefer a. It's easier. Onho alakai da rohand, Alright, and the last one is the particle mi. Mi is used in the northern part of Tajikistan, especially in Khujand, and it's so informal. And we use me when we ask yes and no questions. So let's look at these examples. Are you a student? Shmo donishjomi. Shmo donishjomi. And are you busy? Tu serkormi. Tu serkormi. And here we use tu, which is for younger people, or maybe your friends, or anybody you are close with. And shmo would be for someone older. Shmo serkormi. And remember, me is never stressed. So, tu serkormi. Tu serkormi. Now let's learn how to respond to yes and no questions. So here we have positive and negative responses to questions. So the first question here is this your book? Yes, it's my book. So in Tajik we say ha. Ha means yes. Ha in kitobi manast. Ha in kitobi manast. And if it's no, it's not my book. Ne in Tajik, ne means no. In kitobi man nest. In kitobi man nest. And the second example, are you from Brazil? Are you from Brazil? Shmo az Brasilia hastet. Shmo az Brasilia hastet. And yes, I am. And here I just made a very short way to say yes and no. You don't have to say all the way like ha in kitobi manast. You can just say ha or ne. Yes, no. So yes, I am. Ha. And no, I'm not. Just ne. Okay? So shmo az Brasilia hastet. If you ask me this question, I will say ne because I'm from Tajikistan. Now let's review. So here we have one question in English, are you a student? And different ways to ask the same question in Tajik. The first one here, shumo donishchu, shumo donishchu. And another one, shumo donishchu a. So remember, like a question tag, shumo donishchu a. Or more formal way, shumo donishchu, hamin taurne, shumo donishchu, hamin taurne. And the last one, shmo donishjumi. Shmo donishjumi. This is informal and in the northern dialect in Tajikistan. So chi, remember particle chi, we don't use it here because chi is like how about you, what about you? So it's different. Alright, now you know how to ask simple questions and how to respond to yes and no questions. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Todidan.